Whenever you say bless you after a sneeze, you're acknowledging Jesus. Welcome to Friday Fallacy. This week we're looking at the etymological fallacy. The etymological fallacy is when a word's meaning is argued from its origins. That is, rather than recognizing the way that a word is currently used, its etymology is appealed to. This is not a sound way of arguing, as the intended meaning of a word is generally based in current usage, not historical etymology. That the word logic originated from the Greek for words in no way means that logic is the study of words. That gay once meant happy in no way means that unhappy people can't be homosexuals. Some examples of the etymological fallacy. The Big Bang was very bright, just like the Bible says in Genesis, "Let there be light." Fundamentalist means to insist on the basis of a belief, so atheists can't be fundamentalists. Aha! You said, "Thank God," which means you really do believe in him. Atheist is Greek for without God, so that's all it means. Not all appeals to a word's origin or literal interpretations are the etymological fallacy. Many specialist scientific terms also have a more general usage that is less precise. To recognize its more technical meaning can give important insight into a topic or furnish a different perspective. It is also not fallacious to argue against using a term in a lay sense. The etymological fallacy is to appeal to the word's technical meaning when someone is using it in a non-technical way. For example, an organization that is pursuing contradictory goals may be referred to as schizophrenic. But to counter that this means that the organization is somehow delusional or hallucinatory, since that's what schizophrenia entails, is to commit the etymological fallacy. It may be interesting to examine whether the label is more broadly accurate, but that would start from a recognition that the psychiatric definition is not entailed by the common use. Strictly speaking, the etymological fallacy is reserved for references to a word's historical origins, but I also include any attempt to shift the meaning of a word from what was intended by appealing to other, more correct uses. In the example above, when discussing schizophrenia, the etymology of the word is that it comes from the Greek for split mind, which is more in keeping with its informal usage, but I still consider an appeal to the technical usage as an example of the etymological fallacy. Many discussions between believers and non-believers involve arguments about what certain words mean, particularly the words atheist and agnostic. Typically, one side will appeal to historical usage or the etymology of these words to support their claim of a particular meaning for them. The problem is that such arguments are rarely of any use in establishing what any particular person actually intended by their use of the term. Given the variation in how these words are used, it makes little sense to make statements like, "Atheist simply means without a belief in God," or "You're really just an agnostic," as if they are anything except personal preferences for what these words should mean. Ultimately, an argument does not rest on the definitions or meanings of any of its words. The content of an argument is really the concepts that these words are referring to, and it is these concepts that are to be critiqued. Of course, since we generally communicate using natural language, we must contend with the problem of being understood. But this is an issue distinct from the actual argument that being made. Ideally, as long as everyone involved has a sufficiently similar understanding as to what is intended by the words used, it matters little what the actual words are. Any argument over meanings of words is only useful as a way of establishing what the claims of an argument are, not for deciding if an argument is valid. In conclusion, the etymological fallacy is when a word's meaning is argued from its origins rather than its current usage. Until next time, keep your fallacies to yourself.